Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about some recent Dunk releases and sneaker releases. I haven't really been up to date on like any sneaker releases within the past maybe month or so. I've just been really busy with school and I am moving next week, hence why I'm going to be filming my last video in this space. I'm going to have a lot more space to film, and it's going to be brighter and I can film more frequently with a more comfortable kind of environment. It's gonna be also less noisy. You know, I live like right on a street and there's a freaking garbage truck going by right now, so don't mind that. But yeah, last video in this space, and then I'm moving just maybe like 2 miles up north. Is it north? I'm just gonna move a little bit north, and then it's just like a better space in a quieter neighborhood. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Sorry the light keeps changing because it's cloudy out, so it's either like sunny or cloudy and sunny and cloudy. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the Nike Dunks that have been coming out within the last month and a half. There have been many releases. I've seen them on my Instagram. Honestly, I haven't really been on that social platform lately because the algorithm's kind of ass. So I've just been on TikTok more often, and one of the Dunk releases actually reminds me of some things I would see on TikTok as like a DIY kind of vibe, or like the colorway. Okay, so the first Dunk that I want to talk about is the very classic black and white colorway. This released, I think, like last month. Oh, did they not release last month? Oh shit, no, they released 5 days ago. Okay, so these came in men's and women's sizes. I think they came out like in January, but they did a women's release very recently. It says they released 5 days ago, and today's March 15th. I don't remember it being that recent, but maybe because there was a men's like European launch in January, and then now there's like a women's release, which is this past like March 15th minus 5, it's like Wednesday or something. I think this is a very classic colorway. I actually really like it because it reminds me of the ambush Dunks that I'm still very salty I couldn't purchase for the 500 that I could have purchased for. So I'm pretty salty about that. I would probably buy these if I saw them for like a good price. I don't think I would pay over $300 for them, let alone like even like $250. There's so many in circulation right now, and with Dunks becoming more and more popular, I think more releases is going to make it seem like less rare to get, which is all great for me because I'm not trying to pay another $500 for a pair of Dunks. They retail for $100 just like every release. I think that this is a good starter shoe if you're like trying to get into the sneaker industry and you're trying to get into that like field. This is a safe way to go because it's very basic colors. You can wear it with literally anything, and I think like even if you're not really a sneakerhead fan, I think this is a cool alternative to have versus like a plain pair of like Vans, like black and white Vans that everyone has, especially because like Dunks are more trendy now, and if you're really trying to like spice up your like fashion or your wardrobe, I think this would be a great way to incorporate that. If you want to be on trend, if you don't care, like by all means just buy Vans, but I think it's pretty cool that you can buy this shoe is more hype now than ever, but they're coming out with like very subtle colorways and classic colorways. I feel like you don't have to be a sneakerhead to necessarily buy them, or like you don't have to know anything about fashion to buy them. Pretty much like StockX, GOAT, probably even on your local like sneakerhead page like Bash Bay Area Sneakerhead. Pretty worth it considering it's not like $500. I think they're ranging from around $200 to $250, and then you pay like fees and stuff. But I think it's still pretty cool that you can buy something for, I know like $200 or $300 seems inexpensive now, but that's kind of what it is, especially with all the hype within the last year about Dunks. Okay, so the next Dunk that actually came out this morning, and I didn't even know that they do releases on Mondays. This is the orange pearl colorway. This is the women's release. It's a pair of Dunks. It reminds me, this is what I was talking about earlier, when it reminds me of like TikTok girls, because I could totally see those very like girly, I don't know how to say, like girlies, like those people who call each other besties, like aesthetic TikTok, the side of TikTok. And I've been on TikTok quite frequently, much more often than Instagram. Haven't really been on Instagram because the algorithm's pretty shitty and people aren't seeing my stuff, so I stopped posting for a while, and I also don't really have content to post. So I've been on TikTok a lot, and this really reminds me of people who do DIY like painting their own colors on Dunks, which is pretty cool. I think it gives off very vintage look. I don't know if I'm exactly a fan of the color itself because it's a very light pink. Almost looks a little bit washed out, but I'm pretty sure that's like the image they were going for, the look they're going for. I don't know, it reminds me of like vintage because of the tone of the pink. It kind of looks like the white part on the shoe is more yellow tone or yellow base. Definitely looks, in my screen it looks like super green. You know, in person shoes always look better, and I think these actually will look better on the feet. The retailed for $100. Every pair of Dunks, I think, aside from collaborations, have retailed for $100. This was a women's feature, which is like pretty cool. I really like how they're doing more women's releases because it's obviously been a bitch to buy shoes for less than $500. So they're called the Nike Dunkleo Orange Pearl. I'm on StockX just looking at the price. It seems that the prices are going to go higher for like the smaller sizes, which are typically the most common sizes that women wear. So I would say between like a 6 to an 8, like 6.5 to 8, they range from about like $280 to $300, and then with taxes and fees, you're probably gonna end up paying like $350 or close to $350. I still think it's pretty worth it, especially if like you're kind of a sucker for these kind of colors. We don't really get a lot of women releases to begin with, so I think it'd be cool to get something like that. Also, didn't even realize that the bottom part has like the pink, like this bottom sole. The canvas part is pink. Actually looks a lot better on this screen than it did on my computer. Like when I was talking about how green it was, I was saying like, are they trying to make like a mint and like pink vibe, like Tumblr-esque days? But it definitely looks a lot better in this picture. It's just got like the pink laces, which I think are cool, and they're probably going to come with some white laces. The next Dunk that came out, two of them released today. Okay, I must be super behind. I didn't understand that they were doing multiple releases on one day. Okay, this is also a women's release, which is great. It is the Nike Dunkleo Green Strike. Definitely very different. They remind me of like, I don't want to sound like mean because I'm not trying to be mean, but they remind me of like clown shoes in a way. They have a very bright green stripe, and the red doesn't really complement that blue, that periwinkle blue. That periwinkle blue is actually like one of my favorite colors too. So if they had made that as a shoe itself, like a Dunk itself, I think it would have been much more successful. Is there like even a story behind this Dunk? Let's see. The second release, the Nike Dunkleo Green Strike Women's, takes a vibrant approach with bright multicolored overlays that stand out against white leather upper and sole. I guess it's just a release. There's no like huge story on it. I think they just want to be bold, especially with summer coming. Not that, I don't know, I wouldn't even say this is very like kind of out there colorway. Definitely not my style, but I really appreciate they're still doing more women's releases. Not really a fan of the black like on the bottom, and then you also have this weird yellow kind of toe area. I don't think it flows very well. Yeah, I don't I don't know. The next one that is a woman's Dunk release is the College Navy Gray. A triple tone kind of blue or double tonal blue. It's got navy blue and this muted gray bluish. It does remind me of like college gray. These are the colors you definitely see in a college like merch, or not merch, but like college apparel. It reminds me of like a baseball team color. I don't know which one, but it definitely reminds me of some like athletic sports, or like those kids who are like student athletes or something. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't really like the two tones. I don't think they are very cohesive. I'm not really a fan of the toe being a different color than white, unless it's like, I don't know, I just feel like the contrast between the colors is too big. But then again, maybe they'll just look better on the feet anyways. This was a big one. I just almost forgot to mention it. The Nike and Supreme collaboration came out in 4 different colors. If you are a Supreme fanatic, you would definitely know. Even if you're a Nike fanatic, you would know. They have these stars in the midsole of the shoe, and they come in 4 colors. The texture of them kind of looks like animal print, or like kind of like not snake skin, but like definitely textured versus very smooth leather. I actually really like the blue ones. I think the blue ones are the best out of the 4. And then next is the black, but they have their signature stars, you know, as they did a Dunk release before, just the Dunk highs. I don't know about the green and the burgundy. The green is kind of like out there for me with the black laces, and the burgundy is just, I don't know if I would want to wear that color on my feet. They came out all at once on March 4th, so like about a little over a week ago. They retailed for like $100 something. You can definitely buy them on StockX. Okay, yeah, you can buy them on StockX. They're very expensive. I think they're selling for like $1,000 each pair. Even the more colors that are not as sought out for, they're definitely going to be going up and appreciating in value over time. So if you want to cop the shoes now, I would suggest doing that. This was a really important release because it was one of the most renowned Dunk releases of all time. Doing a streetwear brand also with like an athletic brand to create this like faux croc skin like shoe. I'm just reading off the StockX thing. It says that they are paying homage to the 2003 Nike SB Dunk High Supreme. The 2021 SB Low flips the original with a new color palette and shape. Just the low version, but they definitely added some new colors, which is pretty cool. I'm glad they didn't just release the same thing again, otherwise it'd be kind of a ripoff. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the recent releases there and talk about some shoes that I've been kind of looking to buy. And this kind of goes along with like how my style has changed within the last like 2 months. Always talked so much shit about Yeezys, and I am still going to continue to talk shit about how Yeezy V2s are not like the shoe for me. I don't think they're that comfortable. I think they have a high retail price, even if it is a Kanye West collaboration. Kanye West really set the game for sneakers to kind of come back and become part of like an athleisure, casual, everyday like part of your wardrobe. However, I think that they all look the same, a lot of them, and I don't think that people should be paying like over retail for a shoe like that, you know, aside from that. But I really like, for some reason, the Yeezy 500 in all black. I think that is honestly the best Yeezy besides the Wave Runner that's ever come out. Okay, the Yeezy V1s and the Yeezy V2s, they're like you can't touch them because they're like almost revolutionary. They kind of turned what like shoes are now. Like everyone is like kind of basing things off like how they will resell, and like the Yeezy supply like resell game was just like really big back in 2017 2016 era. So I think he really set the tone for that. But nowadays I think people are more leaning towards Nike and leaning towards other brands like New Balance, like a lot of Jordans and SB Dunks. A lot of that is like becoming the more trendy side of streetwear and like casual wear. I don't know, for some reason I really like the Yeezy 500. I think they're really classic like shape. I think it's the best shape for like the style that I'm going for. They're kind of chunky, but they're not like Balenciaga Triple S chunky. They're also not that expensive compared to actual like other Yeezy not collaborations, but like Yeezy releases. Definitely less expensive if you're buying secondhand, or if you're buying like certain colorways. They're all gonna be different price depending on the style and the color. So yeah, I kind of want to pick up a pair of those, but I don't really know where I want to buy them because I'm not willing to pay like over $200 something for them. I'm like fine getting them secondhand. I think people not really on the Yeezy train as much anymore now, so I think it might be even easier for me to get it. I also was thinking about like getting a pair of, oh my gosh, this is gonna sound so annoying, but like those Dior oblique like high top what is it called, those Converse looking kind of shoes. They're a mesh. They look like plastic. They kind of look like the off-white Chuck ones, the vulcanized ones, but they're actually a mesh. And I tried them on like in a different color at Nordstrom when they had them, but I really want like the white ones, the white kind of like clearish, the gray reflective ones. I think those are pretty cool too. They're super sought out for. I understand why, because I see a lot more celebrities wearing them, and it's definitely one of those flashier shoes. But for some reason, like when I see it styled on certain celebrities, I'm just more inclined to want to buy them. And I don't really feel like I get heavily influenced by celebrities. I feel like I have my own enough self-control to understand, like do some critical thinking, I guess, or explain it to make my own decisions and not just buy stuff because a celebrity is wearing it. However, I have fallen into that pit and that black hole every time I see like J-Hope from BTS wearing something. Like they make it look really good, and obviously because they have their own stylist and they have money, but I'm trying to think of ways I can incorporate like brands I like in the way that they do, because I like luxury brands. I'm not like a huge fan of them, but I like to incorporate other parts of fashion and streetwear because that's kind of what become my style now. Like, I like to make things that are not supposed to look casual, pretty casual, to break, you know, barriers of fashion. I think high fashion has become much more street-esque because they're competing with brands like Nike and Adidas and New Balance and even Fila and Puma. I feel like they're really competing with a lot of these brands to become relevant and to keep their sales going. But like, you can definitely incorporate pieces of both to make one look. That has become like mostly my style right now. I honestly haven't really been wearing a lot of like different clothes because I've been packing. I have to pack all my clothes away, so I'm wearing the same outfit literally for the rest of this week until I move. Yeah, that's a pair of shoes that I kind of want, but you know, like the price on those is very expensive. I feel like at that point you should just, or I should just buy a very rare shoe with that money. But you know, I'm always like looking to maximize my value when it comes to buying shoes. I do wear my shoes. I actually wear my shoes. I don't just leave them in the boxes. So that has become a concern for me. If I'm gonna spend money on a shoe, I need to really like see how much I can wear it. I think like sneaker wise, there haven't really been like too many shoes. I still really want the ambush dunks, but right now I'm really trying to buy some more apparel and stuff, so I haven't really been buying anything. I've been really looking. I'm looking at like tops and stuff from Grail, obviously, because it's where I might like mostly shop. Yeah, sneaker wise, I think just like ambush dunks and then the Yeezy 500s and the Dior obliques, which is like very expensive. I know everyone's just like, oh, you want to wear for the brand, like, so what if I do? Like, what's wrong with that? That's literally the whole point of wearing something designer, is to kind of not to flaunt that you're wearing designer, but it's like, oh yeah, you want people to know somehow, even if it's a subtle flex or like a big flex. It's not like I'm writing like Dior or like across my forehead. And if you know my style, then you know how like I like to incorporate those things into my wardrobe anyways and into my rotation. Okay, well, that is the video. I hope you guys liked it, and if you want to see more of this type of content, please give it a like. You can give a thumbs up. You can comment down below any suggestions, any like, I don't know, like what was your favorite sneaker release so far this year, or like what are you planning on buying with your stimmy? Kidding, don't use your money recklessly like that. I will see you guys in my next one.